Summer is the perfect time to hit the trail, whether you're a seasoned backpacker or just looking for a scenic day hike. My next guest says the Pacific Crest Trail offers something for everyone. Her name is Tammy Asars, and she's a respected guidebook author and nature photographer, and she's here to share 5 must-try summer hikes along the PCT. Welcome back, Tammy.
Hey, Kelly, thanks for having me back.
We love having you on, especially with the weather getting nicer, so we all want to get outside. And I want to get right into it with your day hikes, Cottonwood and Mirror Lakes.
Yes, so the Pacific Crest Trail, as you might know, is a really long trail. It's 2,650 miles. It runs from all the way from Mexico up to Canada.
Whoa.
And yeah, it goes through California, Oregon, and Washington. And Washington, we're so blessed, is such a beautiful state. This is a day hike. So I've outlined a few day hikes and then a couple backpacking trips. If people want to kind of see the PCT, this one, Cottonwood and Mirror, is actually really easy to do. It's only 3 miles.
Is that round trip?
That's round trip.
Whoa.
And it's great for, people that are wanting, like, have little kids, or maybe you're just out of shape or you haven't really done a lot, but you can see when the sun hits that mountain and it's glowing at night. It's gorgeous. And you'll have time to hike back to your car. Just bring a headlamp or something if it gets dark, but it is gorgeous. This one, you are going to have a little bit of a bumpy Forest Service road, so you want to make sure you take a vehicle that's pretty capable of doing that.
Okay, I love the pro tips you give us. Dewey Lake is next. What's this one about?
So this is kind of down by Mount Rainier's Chinook Pass area. This one's a little bit longer, but what I really love about this area is you go down first. So, if you're like, getting to the trailhead and you're like kind of already feeling like you should have had an extra cup of coffee, rest assured you're not going to have to start pumping it out right away. You'll save that for the way back.
Okay.
But you can sit, there's like a little beach area. You can sit there and just watch the waves lap up against the shore. It's super peaceful. Lots of wildflowers along the shoreline. It's just
Look at that view.
Yeah, it's just that kind of area that just, you can almost feel that peace through your soul, like just through your skin, through your soul. You leave refreshed. It's just an absolutely beautiful place to visit.
That I need in my life, feeling refreshed. Shoe Lake is next. I have not heard of this one.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't. This one's kind of long. So these are for the hardy hikers. It's supposed to look like a shoe, which is kind of hilarious. That would be a very painful shoe. Maybe a runway shoe. Anyway, it's longer. It's kind of a lot of elevation gain, but it's a great introduction to the Goat Rocks Wilderness. There are a lot of goats, a lot of wildlife in that area. You can't camp at Shoe Lake, so that's important for people to know. It's
day
restricted.
Hike.
Yeah, so day hike. This is also great for a trail run for people that are really into that. So it's a good out and back. It's beautiful. You go kind of through the White Pass area and get to see some of the ski hills and all that, and then you drop right into the wilderness.
Gosh, and to see the wildlife out there, that's amazing.
It's really beautiful.
You have a couple of backpacking trips too I want to get to. White Pass to Chinook Pass is first.
So if you're new to backpacking, if this is kind of like, where do I go? This is a really great way to do it. Now, this is a through hike. So a through hike would be like a car at each trailhead. So this distance you can see is attainable for most people. It's 28.8 miles. And this will get you through a lot of really pretty little alpine lakes. And some of them are ringed with trees. Some of them are high country. This one's up by Chinook Pass there. That's just a beautiful little turn. But it takes you also through the itty bitty corner edge of Mount Rainier National Park. You're probably going to see some marmots. You're going to go through the William O. It's just a beautiful place to kind of get your feet wet with backpacking if you're new to it. And it's very, like I said, it's very cute. Isn't he cute?
Oh, you took this photo too, right? You're so talented.
They're very friendly. But of course they're wild, so you don't want to get too close. But yeah, that's a hoary marmot. He's, they whistle. They're also called whistle pigs, but they're super cute. They just have a little squeak.
Living their best life.
They are. They're like the Hollywood elite, crashed out on the rocks. Yeah.
Okay, next up, Forest Road 23 to White Pass. What can you tell me about this one?
Okay, so this goes up to Mount Adams. Most people haven't spent a lot of time in the Mount Adams area, and it gets you up to this gorgeous Cispus Basin. Now, this one you want to take, if you have like a week of time off coming up and you're like, I want to get into backpacking, I really want to see some of the PCT, this is a great place to go. And again, you're going to need 2 cars because it's not a round trip, it's a through. So you'll start at Forest Road 23, which is kind of down by Trout Lake.
Look at this.
Yeah, and you're going to end up going up into Cispus Basin, which is arguably one of the most beautiful places in the state. It is so breathtaking. There's Mount Adams reflected in a tarn there with some bear grass around it. It's just a gorgeous place to get to see some of the best parts of Washington State.
Goodness, you have all those are going to be check. I need this to happen this summer.
Yeah.
But what advice do you have for someone that's maybe starting their backpacking journey?
Yeah, I mean, you really want to dial in your gear. I think that's kind of a hard thing because you don't really know what you need. A lot of newbie backpackers end up bringing a whole lot of stuff that they probably don't need. And sometimes you got to learn the hard way and just kind of start with that. But really hit a lot of the online stuff, start reading about gear, find out what works for you, your body. There's a lot of women-specific things on the market that might be more helpful or more comfortable for you if you happen to be female. Otherwise, the unisex products fit a lot of gals that have a little bit broader shoulders and things, so don't necessarily hone in on that. But gear is kind of one of those things where you learn as you go along, but a lot of people have some really great advice on what's lightweight enough, but also comfortable enough, and what you don't need in your life, you know, as you're out on the trail, because you think you need it all when you get started.
I know, pots and pans. I feel like when I've gone, I'm like banging around, and it's like, you don't need all of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, too, we want to know where people can find your incredible guidebooks.
Yeah, they can pick them up anywhere. Mountaineers Books is my publisher, and so their website has them, Amazon has them, REI has them, a lot of different, pretty much any online retailer that carries books, you can find my books. And I have several. This is the Pacific Crest Trail, of course, but.
Wow. Thank you so much for all of these great ideas. You have something for everyone, which is really awesome.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes.